All right, let's get right to it. We have audio? Yes, we do. All right, welcome back. This is going to be a quick edition of After Hours. Let me set this to the side so I don't lose it. Let's get to our above camera. All right, the tablet we did from Open Hours 149. So there could be some doubts ending it rather quick. I was late getting to dinner, so I ended that stream a little quickly. But we have our charge cable plugged in to, I think it runs right. Yes, right there. Let's get our above cam going. And as soon as we plug in, with the camera readjust, as soon as we plug our cable in, we get a charge percentage and also charging. Or is it charging 34% right there? We're going to set that to the side and see if that gets any higher. I don't want to actually set it to the side. So on the table today, we have a kind of unique item. We just got this. It should be fairly quick. We got to take a look down here. Let's take a look at these connection also. So this end of the connector is kind of hard to mess up. I suppose you could. What this is a, I think it's a Shure branded mic. No, Audio Technica branded mic. I thought they had a Shure with an adapter. But it's actually an Audio Technica, judging by the logo right there. And then the connector on this end is fine. However, this side is where we got a little trouble. One of the internal pins is bent completely out of the way, so we got to try and put that back into place. Let's get a different set of tweezers, and then we got to straighten up the pins where the actual connector plugs in to see if this can make a connection, because as it is now, you can get it to start down on, but yeah, there's no way. It just keeps bending stuff further. So let's attempt to get this back real quick. So already that looks a little different, like it was hooked on a pin. Let's see. Does that make a difference now? No. I'm going to say this one here needs to go back a little as well. It looks like there's something that almost popped out of place internally in this. And let's take a look at our pins. That's the other thing. Trying to keep this focused on camera and also look at it without getting in the way is proving to be a challenge. I don't want to pull on these too hard, but I do want to get them back too. The central layout. We may have to find a way to pull that piece out, if possible. All right, let's see if that made any difference as far as our connector is concerned. I'm going to check this out real quick. Up closer to the light. All right, so I can see our one pin still needs to come this way. These are offset at a really weird angle. C4. What a weird mic connection, by the way. Okay, so I see the key. The key allegedly goes like that. Anyhow, yeah, that's a weird. I can see how it's keyed out, but as far as it wanting to plug in, yeah, that's going to be another issue. We're going to get some two smaller flatheads and try it that way. Got 1 and 2. It's probably not the right sizes, but let's see if we can't do something a little different. We're going to pull out, get out the old vise on this one so we can hold our body pack at least halfway stable and find something to wrap that in. We don't want to scar up the outer plastic on it. Oh, what do we got? Foam? I don't know. Okay, so we got some old egg crate here. There should be enough tension there to hopefully hold this thing and keep it from jumping about. Where we can get in here and flex both of these back out without killing any pins. Let's get in on that. We'll just work from the screen instead of trying to lean over it. And that's about all we get. Okay. So there's one. I don't know that these need to go out. They're definitely in the way of letting our connector go down in. Okay, so that appears to be the way that everything is keyed. However, every time you press this thing down in, this one loop gets forced back out. So we're gonna This hole's offset. Did I spin it the wrong way? So that's what I don't know. This thing spin in the bottom because it seemed to be spinning now. If that's the case, then where does it go? I believe that's in the right, close to the right spot anyways. Let's set that back down. It appears to be keyed out in the bottom. Over here, kind of in the bottom of the connector over there, that it won't let either of those spin, but we don't know that yet. You also have to wonder, does this piece go in here? Don't know. Let's try and pull it out. Let's see, it's probably the locking mechanism. Okay, let's find the key on the microphone, how it's keyed out. We need the wider curve. Wider curve goes to that side. Okay, so everything appears to be normal with the connector. Appears. All right, pin. One of the holes here is blocked. It seems like the connector is nowhere for a pin to go, so I'm going to try and move it to the side and see, and then the other side and see which way it seems like a pin would be able to go in there. All right, looking at it straight on. All seems well. Let's attempt to plug in again. Find the key of this. Oh, it's keyed to fit. There's one certain way that definitely is going to fit on there. So something seems like something got turned, possibly. I do not know, because the way the key, this outside shape. When I say key, I'm talking about this outside around this, the little ridges that run down. The way it wants to plug in to this socket, you have your 4 pins in there. You can see the 4 pins. And when this is lined up properly, the pins aren't going in square. They're offset. Kind of like that, instead of being in a square format. So it seems like something got turned, but what? That's the question that We gotta try and sort out now what got turned. Is this connector loose? Doesn't feel like it. All right. Question 1 answered. Number 2, when you undo this, can this turn in there in any way? No, it seems like that connector is pretty solid. And not able to rotate inside. Or will it? No. So it'll turn in the outer piece, but not the inner. Okay, so we can see where the pins are kind of misaligned. We're going to try, and there's a few spots where there's a little burr going into the hole. We're going to try and clean those back out. Not enough. We need to go smaller. Alright, flat head a little bigger than each of the pins. Not much. A little wider, but about the same thickness. Slots right down each of those first go. So, complete mystery as to what the holdup is on this. Other than it's just not lining up. What about the internal part? Did that get turned possibly? Taking a moment to push all the pins outward a little because they were all forced inward in a bit of a different direction. take a super close look. And get it as close as we can. You can actually see where all those pins, like how far offset it is. It's almost in between each of the 4 spots. So something had to have got turned. I guess it's just a matter of what got turned. And how. Why. Okay, something feels a little differently. It's starting to plug in, perhaps. I don't know. We might be Googling something on this one. Or getting defeated and having to do research and come back up against it later. I want to say something got turned. I'll take one quick minute and disassemble. I never like disassembling anything, but we got 4 screws and we can at least check out the integrity of that jack. Okay, long screw up top, short one to the side. One to the bottom and another short, maybe. Not big enough. Is there one under it? No. Look there. So it is adjustable. It could have turned inside going by that screw there, correct? No, that just, well, yeah, that tightens the outer housing to the case. Let's find out. That's going to be a fine mess. Just to see if one little wrench will work. Never used it, but we're pulling out the big weapons now to see. I don't think it'll open up far enough. No, just shy of what we need. Okay, well, it was a thought. I don't like that. Okay, so we don't have much leeway, but we do have enough to get the board out. I'm gonna go get a wrench that should fit that real quick. That way we have something missing. I don't want to trust pliers and slip and crack, break anything. One moment to grab a wrench, and if it's not apparently obvious, we'll take the defeat, take the big L for the day, and hopefully come back for the W some other time. All right, 7/16. I don't know, big enough or too big? Too big. We need smaller. Can we even get into millimeters? Or do we got to find the actual 3/8? Let's do it. Look for it. I don't think little channel locks will actually make that grab without breaking anything. But we will try them very quickly. If it don't work, it don't work. All right, we found our suspect. If it don't fit, we're gonna have to find another way to open this, which is gonna require another tool. 3/8 appears to be a closer size, but we still can't get to it easily. We have to remember, watch the video, black was on the bottom. Can we pull the whole battery compartment out? Or is it a screw? Or what is it? It is a screw. Let's do that. Alright, that's all up out of the way. We can try and approach this from a different angle real quick. I don't think... Yeah. Three-eighths may not be our size. Alright, to be continued. I'm going to call it there on this one. I don't like rushing through stuff, and I'm going to find some other tool that's going to let me lock onto that bolt and turn that out of the way. I can't tear this down any further on that socket. Unless they did the soldering afterward, I could see how a socket tightened that up. Okay, but I don't want, if I have to, we can unsolder all 4 of those wires, get some good photos, have it on video, and we'll desolder. But that's a job for tomorrow. Just can't quite get the wrench on it right there. The back is in the way. So we're gonna have to think of another way to open this up. I normally don't work on stuff like this, so a little bit new to me, but to be continued tomorrow. We're gonna have to get crafty on this one. So anyway, thanks for coming over and hanging out. If you did, we're taking the big L for the day. We'll come back tomorrow for a W, hopefully. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Hopefully we can get the win with this one, the success. But as for right now, still undefeated. I just want to loosen it to turn the socket to see basically if that internal part where it plugs in moves, because it's like something moved. That's why it's not plugging in. The part where it's keyed, the way it's keyed to fit in, the pins do not fit to plug in whatsoever. So that's telling me something has moved slightly, and to do a little more research. Anyhow, have a whatever it is, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thanks for stopping in. If you did now and in the future, if this is the thing you do, give somebody a hand doing it, fix it, keep it from the landfill for a bit, and we will see you tomorrow, hopefully finishing this. Thank you.